FlyinGato, and today I want to talk to you about my top 5 favorite things about this car so far. Alright guys, now let's get to my favorite part of this review, and that's the driving dynamics of this car. I would say that the driving dynamics of this car is the best part of this car, and this is why you would buy the manual sport hatch. You know, you don't really care too much. You're the type of person like me that you don't really care too much about the touchscreen and the Apple CarPlay or the Android CarPlay. You know, you can make do with your cell phone. It's fine for me. What you really want to buy this car for is for a little bit of fun. And I'm here to show you and tell you this car is extremely fun. And you'll see up ahead here that this car can be an extremely fun car to have. Now these 18-inch rims don't take away from the comfort of the car much at all, in my opinion. It does make the car feel a little bit more stable as compared to the EX and LX models. Now when it comes to power, this car has more than plenty power to put down. One thing I do want to note is that as an experiment, I put in regular gas. Yeah, and it's pulling quite nicely. Car is an extremely fun car to have, and with premium gas it's even faster than that, like much faster, noticeably faster. If you own this car, I recommend only putting premium in, if only just to enjoy it more. I definitely noticed the less pull it has, but even with regular gas, this car is a hoot to drive. I mean, I'm kind of just letting it speak for itself here. So, number 2, cockpit space. This is an awesome space to be. Steering wheel, like I said before, it's leather. Love the way it feels. When you're driving, it takes 1.5 turns only to go lock, and then another 1.5 turn the other way to go the other lock. That means it's a very precise steering. It's very responsive. Love it. I love the seats. It's very comfortable. Show you here the seats. Awesome seats. Everything falls to your hand just as it should be. Right here. The buttons, very good buttons. They feel amazing. High quality. Everything has a good click to it. Feels very premium for such an inexpensive car. So this is the cockpit. This is my number 2 favorite thing about this car. Love it. Alright, so for number 3, space. This car has a lot of space. Let's take a look. So the front passengers are treated to a large amount of legroom. Awesome amount of storage space. Then you go to the back. Look at that legroom. A ton of legroom. Not too bad at all. But the real space is right back here. This hatch area. You see my tripod right there? You just fold this forward like this. Boom. Let's fix that. It's real easy. Just go over here. And it's down. As you can see, plenty of space. So I can bring it backwards again. Done. And that's as far back as that seat goes, actually. And he's got plenty of space. I love the amount of utility and space this car brings. Alright guys, so for my last one, my fifth favorite thing about this car is the overall package this car offers for the value. That's really what it is. The overall package and value this car brings. Alright, so the Mazda 3. Let's go through the list. The Mazda 3, great car, great handling, great power with a 2.5 engine, naturally aspirated, very, very good car. But go inside of one, you'll feel more cramped than you do with this car. So in my opinion, this is a better car to have. It's more roomy, you know, it's probably the same speed in terms of performance. It's similar horsepower rating, similar carrying capacity, similar performance numbers, you know, handling wise. It's probably a little bit better, but overall, this is the car to buy. Focus ST. Now it's about $5 grand more expensive than this car. It's a lot heavier, 400 pounds heavier than this car, and I just don't see where the value is in that car. I mean, yes, 250 horsepower, but then you got all that weight to deal with. So it's just not there. The value's not there for me. That's what I shop for. You know, it's not the package. The overall package is not where it's supposed to be. Then you got the new Elantra Sport. That's an awesome car, actually. The 1.6 liter turbo. That's reviews are just coming out for those. It's an awesome car. I hope to actually review it myself soon. And it's a great car. Don't get me wrong. They have a hatchback version of it actually as well, so I have to get into it to take a look. But if Hyundai's hatchback had been out by the time I was buying this car, I definitely would have taken a look at it, absolutely. And if the value was better than this car, I 100% would have gotten that car. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. So take a look at that Elantra GT Sport. The hatchback that's coming out, if it has a manual in it, I'm definitely going to be looking at that, because that directly competes with this car. So that's the closest one so far. You know, I looked at the Focus ST, the Fiesta ST, and the Fiesta ST itself, the value just, you know, it was there. It was a great value, great car. It's about the same price as this car. I could have gotten it maybe for $1,000 or $500 cheaper than this car. But the space, you know, you sacrifice a lot of space in that car. There's not much space in there. So I drove it around. It was fun. It was great. It was a hoot, but the space was not there. Then I drove the WRX. That's about $7 grand more than this car, and it's the 4-wheel drive is there, but I don't really need it. I don't drive in the snow that much, and if I do, this car's not that bad in the snow, as I showed you guys. It has a great handling. Of course, it's a sporty 4-door car. The rev hang is just as bad in that car as it is in this car. The throttle control was not as good as this car. So you hit the throttle and it kind of doesn't respond as well as you'd like. The gear shift lever and the gear shift, the whole shifting gear process in the WRX is not as good as it is in this car. The problem with The WRX as well is that it gets worse gas mileage in this car. I don't really care too much about the gas mileage, but I'd like to know if I need to get 40 miles to the gallon, I can easily do it, and I can do it in this car. So the WRX, great value proposition again, faster than this car, of course. It didn't have everything that I wanted. It didn't have the feel that I wanted. You know, I wanted to replace my Prelude, and that's a very specific feeling that Prelude gave. Holy crap, that sun is bright. You're gonna have to excuse me while I put my sunglasses on and finish up here. Totally cool. So, let's finish up. The Evo, out of the question for me. I already have my performance car. I don't need another one. I have the S2000 and the BMW 335D. So I don't need a big horsepower car, to be honest with you. So they don't really care about that. If I have a Corolla, I'm not gonna get a Corolla. This has the same 1.8 liter engine that's been out for, what, 15, 16, 20 years? I don't even know how long. No thanks. Toyota's Corolla's out of the question. I didn't want a coupe, so a lot of coupes, the Toyota GT86, the Super BRZ, didn't want another coupe. I would have gotten those had there been a kind of like a wagon hatchback version of those, like a fastback. They don't have it, not a big deal. And then lastly, we got the Civic, and then when I test drove the Civic, I mean, I expected way less than what I got. That's really what it was. I test drove, oh, sorry, the GTI, the Volkswagen GTI. So I test drove the GTI right before I test drove the Civic, and the GTI was really impressive. You know, and I'm not gonna lie, GTI, the interior is basically an Audi interior. It's awesome, but you're paying the price. You know, it's a $28,000, $29,000 car with all the incentives, and what are you gonna do? It's expensive car. I mean, it's a nice one, but it's expensive, and I just couldn't see myself in another German car right now. The parts and maintenance for those things are, they get expensive after a while. A friend of mine just bought a used GTI recently, and I'll go take a look at that and hopefully make a video of that soon. But they're nice cars, love the cars. I don't think I could see myself owning one. So I ended up with the Civic. It's a great value, and that's why number 5 is the package and value this car brings. It's really hard to beat. If you guys have any questions or comments, put them below. Let me know what you think about what I just said. And thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day.